Hey, welcome back to CruiseAway with Derek. Lovely to see you again. And don't forget, we swing by here on Gecko 3 times a day, always full of amazing ideas for your next getaway. Now, in the world of cruise, booked in advance is a brilliant place to be. You can put a small deposit down today and make big plans for your holidays. And that's exactly what this show delivers by the bucket. We're looking forward to the very best of deals sizzling away for 2026, all available with a low deposit to lock in huge savings now and give you plenty of time to budget for them and to look forward to them. So we've got two fabulous offers from the newly launched 2026 Europe season, launched by Princess Cruises. One for June to visit European capitals on the Majestic Princess with a stay in London, and another for July heading from a city break in London around the whole of the British Isles, also on the Majestic Princess. First though, we've got a royal appointment for you on the Queen Mary 2 in 2026, sailing from the States back to Sydney for 26 nights. Now, we're going to go and meet her in San Francisco on the 4th of February in 2026. So let's fly Sydney over to where we left our heart in San Francisco, the home, of course, of the wonderful Golden Gate Bridge. Lots of different ways to navigate that as well, by the way. You can hire a bike and take a wonderful trip by bike across there. There are lots of hidden gems to be discovered there. Some of the steepest streets in the USA, of course, so good job. There are lots of open top bus tours which you can take because it is very, very hilly. You can take the famous trams, of course, here as well, and head to Alcatraz, the very famous prison there. That's always a good tour to hook up while you're in San Francisco, and you're there for a good couple of nights in a hotel. So plenty of time to do whatever you want. And then it's time for us to voyage with Cunard on Queen Mary 2, arguably the most famous and most desired of the Cunard fleet as well. She's absolutely beautiful. Now, of course, we think of Queen Mary 2 as being the quintessential transatlantic. She spends a lot of her time doing that, going to and from New York, of course, back to the UK. And for that reason, travellers around the world really want to see her, because this is a little bit, I've said this before about Cunard, it's a little bit like stepping back in time to the golden age of wonderful cruise liners, where the cruise was about the occasion, was about just how smart it is on board, just how relaxed, just how classically styled Queen Mary 2 is, but with lots of modern twists as well. Of course, you've got the most amazing chances to get dressed up in all of your finery, enjoy the most incredible food on board, great entertainment as well, dance classes, as well as being able to trip the light fantastic until the wee small hours of the morning if you want to. But you're going to have just a great way to travel, isn't it? I mean, it's just the best way of traveling, and you will be on board for 26 nights. Not many people get to do a cruise this long on Queen Mary 2. So we will head out from San Francisco under the Golden Gate Bridge, and we're heading first, after a few days at sea, to Honolulu, which is just awash with shops, restaurants, and a multitude of historic sites there, scenic attractions. Pearl Harbor, of course, very historic there as well. Then we head on to the Big Island, onto Kona, into Kailua Bay, and you can visit some of the downtown attractions here, like Alii Drive, or you can head to see some of the famous coffee as it's harvested from the plantation here. 5 days at sea, and we are back closer to home. French Polynesia here, Papeete, white sand beaches, of course, aquamarine lagoons. The Polynesian Eden has a lovely museum dedicated to Paul Gauguin as well, who was based here, of course, the famous artist. Then into Moorea, which is just 12 miles away actually from Tahiti. And of course, this is where the nobility of Tahiti used to reside. So it's very, very beautiful indeed. We'll cross the international date line, a few days at sea, and we're in the Bay of Islands in New Zealand now, north of Auckland. 150 different islands full of seals, dolphins, and some of the world's largest trees. So lots of attractions here. And then we find ourselves in Auckland, where of course you can take the Watakiri Ranges National Regional Park in, just to the west of Auckland, which is a real natural paradise. Lovely walking trails here as well. Next on to Tauranga. Lots of people take the Hobbiton tour, of course, here, but you can visit the thermal wonders of Rotorua as well, where the geysers are spouting and the mud is boiling, which is very nice indeed. Lots of Maori authentic adventures to be had here as well. 3 days at sea, and then we're back home in Sydney, and that's where we'll finish the cruise. Amazing. And again, very, very nice to sail back into Sydney on Queen Mary 2. Of course, she's very much a head turner in the world of cruise, so this will be one exceptional holiday. And as I say, in terms of an itinerary for Queen Mary 2, quite a lengthy itinerary for you as well. Not many people get to do a cruise quite so long. So a nice adventure, this one, taking you pretty much a month. It's 28 nights, starting of course with your flight from Sydney over to San Francisco. You've got 2 nights there in a hotel, which of course we can extend and make longer if you want to. And then you've got your 26-night cruise on Queen Mary 2 across to Hawaii, French Polynesia, and onto the Bay of Islands and New Zealand, all the way back to Sydney. So it's wonderful, this one. Deposits today. To get your tickets booked on this, just $500 each today, and your price tag for the entire package, bearing in mind you are voyaging with Cunard on one of their longest itineraries on Queen Mary 2. Look at that. That's amazing. And your deposit today, just $500 each to lock in that price tag and know that this holiday is coming for you, not the start of next year, but the year after. So you've got plenty of time to look forward to this, and plenty of time to budget for it as well, because of course you can break the cost of your holiday down into equal payments with Travel Pay Later, which is something you might want to take advantage of on this one. Now, when you're on board that long voyage on Queen Mary 2, you might well want to do that in style, in a balcony, on a suite. Let's have a look at the prices for those if you want to upgrade. There they are for you. It's the trip of a lifetime, this one. As I say, one of the longest itineraries on Queen Mary 2, and a really interesting one. Plenty of sea days to just punctuate, enjoy the ship, really indulge in everything she has to offer, because she is a complete world away. You're not cruising with the many here, you're voyaging with a few. It's a very special experience. And of course, remember, if you've got any more questions, you want to have a further look on board, just go onto our website, cruiseaway.com.au. You can take a full ship tour there, which is really exciting. Find out lots more about the different grades of stateroom that you can enjoy, more of the facilities as well. All the information is there. But if you're ready to put that $500 deposit down right now, talk to the team on 1300 411 968, and we will be more than happy to help you. And any questions, of course, we'll answer them along the way as well. Now, we're heading over to Europe now for our next 2 offers to sail with Princess Cruises. Of course, they've just released their Europe 2026 programme of sailings, of which there are hundreds of them. And we've got lots of shows right now that are dedicated to the adventures to look forward to. Let's show you 2 of them right now, though. The first one is for June in 26. Now, it's 15 nights in total, taking in European capitals, and starts by flying from Sydney over to London for a 3-night city break in early summer in the UK. It's a nice time to be around the UK, actually. The weather's, warming up. Things are getting going. There's the wonderful royal parks to enjoy. Of course, you've got wonderful botanical gardens. You've got, at this time of the year, you've got some of the flower shows that are on around the UK as well. So lots of chances to enjoy the natural beauties. What I would always suggest when you're in London as well, take a little bit of a river cruise along the Thames and see all of the sights, from Big Ben and the Houses of Parliament, St Paul's Cathedral, and so much more. And of course, take some time to visit some of the palaces as well. Next, we're off on our cruise, and our cruise leaves from the south of UK in Southampton, and we're on board Majestic Princess now for the next 10 nights as we enjoy some wonderful European capitals. Now, the Majestic Princess is just phenomenal, lovely ship, great entertainment, of course, of an evening, whether you want to take in a full Broadway show, whether you just want to enjoy some live music, maybe you want to sing along at some karaoke, or maybe you just want to relax by the pool and just take it all in. Your dining is many and plenty on board. Of course, you've got the fabulous main restaurants. as well as chances to really treat yourself to some lovely specialty dining. On board Majestic, you've got Ocean Terrace, which is a specialty dining restaurant. A little extra cover charge there, but a wonderful range of sushi, sashimi, cocktails, sake. Oh, sounds lovely, doesn't it? Here are some of the main dining rooms that we're seeing right now. And of course, the World Fresh Marketplace, which is brilliant. It's your port of call first thing in the morning when you don't really know what you fancy for breakfast, or you've got the most massive choices available for you. You've also got the pizzeria on board, which has just non-stop pizza opportunities day and night. You've got Steakhouse on board, which you do have on a lot of the Princess cruise ships. Crown Grill, which is award-winning steaks, of course, another one of the specialty dining restaurants. You can add something called Princess Plus to the cruise as well if you want to. So if you want to upgrade that and have drinks and Wi-Fi and service charges and extra dining included, we can add that to your package very easily. And that again just helps with budgeting really. It means that by the time you go on your cruise, you know, everything's kind of sorted. You can get on board and just enjoy that cruise and not worry about things going onto the account constantly. Of course, you might want to treat yourself further. Pamper treatments, there's lovely shops on board as well to treat yourself. So if you need any last minute bits and pieces, you can get them on board the ship. So we are setting off, as I say, from the south of the UK in Southampton on Majestic Princess. We're on board for 10 nights. So let's go and do a little bit of exploring around Europe. And our first port of call is in Belgium, the home of Poirot, of course, and the port for Bruges, Zeebrugge. Wonderful sights here, excellent chocolates and markets and just nice places to wander around. Lots of bustle going on in gorgeous Bruges. And next we head to Holland and the Netherlands, to Rotterdam. There's actually a theme park here if you fancy it, called Plaswijk Park, or you can head to Het Park as well for a little wander around, or see the Trompenberg Gardens and the Arboretum, which will be in full bloom at this time of the year. Day at sea, and we're in Denmark next, in Copenhagen, where you can wander down the Nyhavn there, which you can see at the top picture, which is just beautiful, 17th century waterfront. You can see, of course, the world famous Tivoli Gardens, which again will be in full bloom at this time of the year. Next, we're in Denmark, into Aarhus, and you can visit the Moosgaard Museum here, which is a display of Bronze and Iron Age relics and terracotta warriors. But lots to see there from the Viking days too. Day at sea, and we're in one of the market capitals in Germany, Hamburg, where you can see the miniature Wonderland model railway. The port itself is a wonderful sight, actually. You'll see all the big container ships coming in there, and it's got a lovely cafe culture in the city. Day at sea, and then we're into Le Havre in France. Now, it's one of the gateway ports into Paris, so if you fancy a trip up to Paris for the day, go and stand under the awesome Eiffel Tower, which is huge when you're stood next to it. And then, of course, you'll arrive back into Southampton. We'll transfer you from the port to the airport in London for your flight back to Sydney. So a really lovely getaway. And the great thing about these cruises for 2026 is that we can put the plans in place today, which I think is really good. It's nice to have a bit of a holiday timetable to kind of look down the line at and to look forward to. I think that's always a special place to be. So this is 15 nights all told. We could make it longer, of course, if you want to. We've always got scope to expand the stay in London, or before, at the end of the holiday, before you fly back from London, maybe you want to fly to somewhere else first. And then fly back to Sydney. Of course, we can make all of that happen. But to give you a price, I need to kind of, put some parameters in place. So this is 15 nights. So this package is the flight from Sydney to London, 3 nights in a hotel there, and then that wonderful 10-night cruise on the Majestic Princess to Belgium, the Netherlands, Germany, France, and Denmark, heading back into Southampton, transfer from the port to the airport, and your flight back to Sydney. Now, your deposit today on this is just $250 each, which is great because this is 2 years away. So nice to be able to say, okay, well, I'll put a deposit now and guarantee my price tag, which is excellent. And remember, we are on the launch of these offers now from Princess in 2026. They are booking up like crazy. particularly this cruise as well, because obviously a lot of people in the UK want to do this cruise. There's a lot of people in Europe who are coming over to the UK to do this cruise. So the eyes of the world are on these cruises. So the sooner you get that deposit in right now, just $250 each today, the sooner we can guarantee that that holiday is happening for you. And if you want to upgrade while you're on board the Majestic Princess, 2 sets of upgrades first. First of all, your cabin. Let's talk about that. Now, this price is based on interior, but if you want to upgrade to balcony or suite, it looks like the ocean views may already have gone on this one, so we're straight to balcony as our first upgrade on this one. So that's your stateroom. Obviously, balcony stateroom, they're bigger. They've got the balcony with the doors that you open and the seating area outside where you can just sit by the ocean wave and just enjoy a nice glass of wine in the evening. The other way you can upgrade on a Princess cruise is in terms of making this all-inclusive, and Princess do something called Princess Plus, which is incredible. So for one fixed price per day, which is $65 per person per day, you can have a full drinks package, a full unlimited Wi-Fi package, your service charges, you can get onto the ship sooner, you can have room service without extra charges, you can have food and drink delivered to where you are on the ship, extra dining, extra fitness classes, extra desserts, extra perks by adding Princess Plus to your package as well. And our team can do that for you, no problem whatsoever. Just call us and talk to us. I know we're going to give you lots of ideas in this show, but we will make it as simple as we possibly can for you. Call us toll free, 1300 411 968 is that number to call. And remember, as well as the website, of course, which is always there for you, cruiseaway.com.au, we've got all of the Princess Europe 2026 program loaded up onto the website with some amazing offers, all with low deposits as well. So talk to the team and go and have a little look around later, but not before I've shown you our next offer, because we're heading on the Majestic Princess again now in our next Dream Away, and this is for July in 2026. We're going for a cruise right round the nations of the British Isles. It's 18 nights this trip, and again we're going to start this one by flying from Sydney over to London, and again we've got a 3-night hotel stay in the capital. Well, this is the peak of summer in London, so this is the perfect time to enjoy the hustle, the bustle, and just the sheer amount of attractions that there are in London. You've got all of the big museums there. You've got the Tower of London you can see there. You can go and see the Crown Jewels. There's Madame Tussauds, the Waxwork Museum there as well. You'll see a very few familiar faces in there, all the big movie stars. I think Kylie's in there as well. Yeah, everyone's there. Of course, you've got the Royal Palaces, you've got the Natural History Museum. There's the Victoria and Albert Museum, which is well worth a little look around as well. And of course, you've got the big shopping in the centre of London. You can go and shop at the world famous Harrods. Of course, Fortnum and Mason is in London. You've got the big Liberty store in London as well. So it's a real occasion, and you've got plenty of time to plan out what you want to do, because you have 3 nights there. And then here is our cruise, and our cruise again starts in the south of the UK, not a million miles away from London, down in Southampton, and we are going to be on board Majestic Princess now for 12 wonderful nights. And the great thing is, of course, you might or might not know that the weather over in the UK can be kind of very hit and miss, but this is pretty good time to be there actually. You should get some really, really nice sunny days in July. It's the peak of summer over in the UK. Not too hot either, which is great. So when it comes to exploring all of these wonderful places, all the gardens are in full bloom. If you're going to visit things like castles and attractions and whatever, you're getting the best time to be able to do that. And of course, some lovely coastal resorts. It's always nice to be by the coast. I can smell fish and chips in the air already. Talking of fish and chips, it's available on your ship, of course, with many other wonderful cuisines. Princess, wonderful in terms of their restaurant selection. Whether you want something quick, grab and go, I really can't make my mind up. You've got the wonderful buffet on board, of course, which is all freshly prepared with a massive choice. You've got the chance, of course, to keep fit if you want to. you know, get all of your steps in, or maybe you prefer being a little bit more horizontal in the spa. I have to say that's a bit more me. If you're taking the family with you, of course, you've got the pools on board to enjoy on those times where maybe it's just a sea day and you're thinking, right, I'm just going to have a real relax. You have got a couple of sea days in this itinerary as well. Talking of the itinerary itself, we're going right the way around the British Isles. There will be places that you might not be familiar with. You might have heard of them, but are not familiar with them. There's lots of shore excursion opportunities that you can book up in advance of going away. Remember, we're putting a low deposit down today on our holiday, so we've got plenty of time to do our own homework, to plan the excursions that we want to do. But also, while you're on board, there's lots of information there for you as well. There's a full shore excursion team there for you who can guide you through all the best attractions and things to go and see while you're there. But it really is a special opportunity, a cruise like this, and you'll bring a lot back from it indeed. So let's set sail then, shall we, from Southampton on 12 nights of cruising on Majestic Princess. Our first stop actually is just very close down the coast, the Jurassic Coast they call it, Portland in Dorset, not that far away from Southampton, on the doorstep of Stonehenge, and the most incredible fossil hunting in this part of the world as well, and see the famous Durdle Door. A day at sea, we're across to Ireland, the second largest city, Cork in Ireland. Of course, you've got St Finbarr's Castle here. You can go to the Blarney Castle and kiss the Blarney Stone, of course. Go and visit the famous breweries. There's so much to do. Talking of breweries, one of the most famous breweries in the world has to be the Guinness Brewery, and it's here in Dublin, of course, for you to go and enjoy. A glass of the black stuff has to be done in the very place it is made. Next up to Northern Ireland, into Belfast. The Ulster Museum is here. Make sure that you just have a little wander around Belfast city centre, the most amazing welcome. Of course, you've got the Giant's Causeway, which is a very popular itinerary stop here as well. Across to Scotland next. Greenock is first. This is one of the ports for Glasgow, where you can take a little shop in the famous Sauchiehall Street in the city, or of course head out into the wilds of Loch Lomond maybe. Then we head, after a day at sea, further north. We're at Invergordon now, which is a very small little coastal town but steeped in history. There's a lovely naval museum. Dunrobin Castle is not far away. Oh look, and another whisky distillery not far away either. Next we call into Edinburgh, which is again one of the most beautiful cities, I have to say. Very walkable indeed. You've got the castle there, and of course you've got the Royal Yacht Britannia, which you can go on board, which is fascinating. A day at sea, and we're popping across to France. Now, Le Havre is one of the gateway ports for Paris, so you could stay locally in Le Havre if you want to, lots to see there, but also head up into Paris itself, which is pretty special, let me tell you. A very lovely city indeed. We'll disembark back into Southampton. We've included your transfer back to the airport in London for your flight back to Sydney. Wowzers, what a trip. What an amazing trip. And you know what? You've done all of this in less than 3 weeks. So there is scope there if you wanted to up the number of nights that you stay in London. The package I give you includes 3 nights in a London hotel, but we could easily make that 5 or 7 nights very easily. And of course, as I said in the previous package, if at the end of the cruise you want to fly to somewhere else from London on your way home back to Sydney, we can absolutely make that happen for you, not a problem. So, as this is 18 nights in July in 2026, low deposit, of course, you can put down on this today. That's the flight from Sydney over to London, 3 nights in a hotel there, 12 nights of cruising on Majestic Princess right the way around the British Isles, and a call into the port for Paris as well. Back into Southampton, your transfer back to the airport for your flight from London back to Sydney. Your low deposit on this one again is just $250 each, and your price tag is amazing. I mean, the sheer amount of travel here, the time we're away, the things that you are seeing as well. You know how beautiful the British Isles are. So lush, so green, so full of history, so full of castles and monuments and gardens. And this really is the perfect time of year to enjoy all of those as well. Now, let's go back on board the Majestic Princess and talk about upgrading there, because this is based on interior, of course. So again, it looks like ocean views gone on this one as well. So up to balcony if you fancy that one for this cruise, or the suite. The suites are amazing. The suites have so many extra perks with them as well. And again, if you want to know more about that I don't have time to go into right now, all the information is on our website, cruiseaway.com.au. Now you see in the top left of your screen there is the cruise ID, that long number starting 176. If you pop that number into our website, all the details of the trip come up. Where you're going to day by day, more information on all of the ports, more information about the ship and the staterooms on there as well. It's incredible. So if you want to do that, you can. If you'd rather talk to us, because I would always rather talk to somebody about an offer like this, 1300 411 968 is our toll-free telephone number. And of course, if so far you're coming to join us for the show and you're thinking, this is wonderful, I'm loving this, but I've never been on a cruise before, why not?
With over 25 years of travel experience, when booking with CruiseAway, you're dealing with the cruise specialists. We can tailor-make the perfect holiday for you, adding hotel stays and exciting land tours so you can fully immerse yourself in the destinations you're visiting. We allow you to spread the cost of your holiday. Just pay a deposit today and then you have until the due date to pay your balance. You can browse our deals online at cruiseaway.com.au or call us toll-free and speak to one of our experienced cruise consultants based right here in Australia. Plus, as a fully accredited member of CLIA, AFTA and ATAS, you have total confidence and complete peace of mind when booking with us. CruiseAway, you know you want to.
Yeah, and cruising, for those of people who haven't tried it yet, and you know, some people still have a very, very outdated view of what a cruise holiday might be. And the world of cruise has changed so dramatically in the last sort of 10, 20, 30 years. I mean, unrecognisable now. It's all about you. And the great thing is that all of the major cruise lines are vying for your attention. So the ships just get better, with a bigger choice of restaurants, with better entertainment, with more facilities, with more attractions on board, and easier ways of getting that holiday booked as well. I mean, all of the offers in this show, low deposits today. You've got the chance to split the cost down of your holiday, so making budgeting really, really easy. There are extra perks available for you on a lot of the cruise deals and offers that we have. And this is the most important thing for me. When you're arranging a holiday like this, it seems like a lot of different elements that if you were arranging them yourself, you get tied up in knots very, very easily. With our packages, you had all the responsibility, all the arranging, all the form filling. You just hand that responsibility over to us and we will take that gladly from you and not charge you an extra booking fee for it either. It's incredible and it's a great way to see the world. It really is. Listen, I've run out of time for this show. We are here every day, 10 in the morning, 1 and 4 in the afternoon, every day here on Gecko on Channel 17. So come back and see myself and the team every day. We've got more shows now than ever before, and we're only ever a phone call away, remember. Until we cruise away again, mind how you go.